What's going on, guys? It's Rylan with Rylan's Amazing Photography, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be giving you guys the most common photography abbreviations, whether it be IBIS, FX, AF. I have all of the most common abbreviations that you'll hear in photography. Whether you're an expert or a beginner, some of these abbreviations can throw you off and you might think, what does that mean? I have no idea what that means. Well, this video is pretty much an encyclopedia of all of the abbreviations that you're liable to hear as a photographer. So before we get into the video, I want to remind you guys to go down below and like today's video. While you're down there, you might as well go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. Now, without further ado, let's get into this encyclopedia of abbreviations. I am doing this list in alphabetical order, which means the first thing on this list is AF. AF stands for autofocus. The second thing on this list is AFA. AFA stands for area autofocus. The next thing on this list is AFC. That stands for continuous autofocus. The next thing on this list is AFS. That stands for single point autofocus. The next thing on this list is AV. That stands for aperture priority mode on a Canon camera. The next thing on this list is A. That also stands for aperture priority mode, but on a Nikon camera. I think that's the same for Sony as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's just an A on there too. The next item on this list is B and W. This stands for black and white. You'll hear that probably more of when you're editing a photo. The next thing you'll hear is CWB. That stands for custom white balance. The next thing you'll hear is DPI. That stands for dots per inch. The next thing you'll hear is DX. That stands for crop sensor format camera. The next thing you'll hear is EC. That stands for exposure compensation. There are two of the next abbreviations. The abbreviation is EF. This can stand for electronic focus. It can also stand for the full frame format of Canon cameras. The next abbreviation you will hear is FF. That stands for full frame. The next abbreviation you'll hear is FOV. This stands for field of view. The next thing you'll hear is FPS. This stands for frames per second. The next thing you'll hear is FX. That stands for full frame sensor format on Nikon cameras. The next thing you'll hear is HDR. This is commonly confused with high definition resolution, but that's not what HDR is in photography. HDR is high dynamic range. The next abbreviation you'll hear is IBIS. This stands for in-body image stabilization. The next abbreviation you'll hear is IF. This stands for internal focusing. The next abbreviation you'll hear is IS. That stands for image stabilization. The next abbreviation you'll hear is IQ. That stands for image quality. The next abbreviation you'll hear is M. This stands for manual mode. The next abbreviation you'll hear is MF. This stands for manual focus. The next abbreviation you'll hear is MP. This stands for megapixels. The next abbreviation you'll hear is ND filters. This stands for neutral density filters. The next abbreviation you'll hear is NR. That stands for noise reduction. The next abbreviation you'll hear is OVF. This stands for optical view finder. The next abbreviation you'll hear is PP. That stands for post processing. The next abbreviation you'll hear is PPI. This stands for pixels per inch. The next abbreviation you'll hear is RGB. This stands for red, green, blue. The next abbreviation you'll hear is SD. This is a memory card format. The next abbreviation you'll hear is SP or S. This stands for shutter priority mode. The next abbreviation you'll hear is SS. That stands for shutter speed. The next abbreviation you'll hear is TC. That stands for teleconverter. The next abbreviation you'll hear is VR. That stands for vibration reduction. The next abbreviation you'll hear is WA. That stands for wide angle. The next abbreviation you'll hear is WB. That stands for white balance. The last and final abbreviation that you will hear is XQD, and that is also another memory card format. So I really have my serious face on for this video, but I wanted to be more serious when I was talking about a more serious subject, which is abbreviations. I didn't want to just like kind of joke about it. I didn't go into in-depth explaining what these abbreviations are for and what they do. So if that's a video that you guys would like to see in the future, definitely make sure you leave a comment down below. If there's an abbreviation that I missed that you're curious what it stands for, feel free to leave it down below in the comments, and I will get back to your comment and I'll tell you what it stands for. If there's one I left out that you know the meaning to, feel free to comment it down below. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you're new to the channel and you're just curious what a certain abbreviation in photography was standing for, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. Subscribe. There's a whole lot of helpful and entertaining videos on this channel that you can watch. So, like I said, thank you all for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe, like the video, and that's all I've got for today's video. So, I hope you guys have an amazing day.